This is a regular April Scott County School Board meeting. I'm gonna welcome everybody here tonight. We've got some visitors and stuff here tonight, and I sure appreciate y'all coming, and we'll try to get through this as quick as we can. So we're gonna stand and have a moment of silence. Thank you. Next, we're going to have a pledge of allegiance, and we got some visitors here tonight to help us out. We got Miss Kaylee Hurd, we got Emila Crawford, we got Easton Anderson, we got Mr. Travis Nichols. He can come up and probably where I fumbled with their names or whatever, and they can come up here and lead us in pledge of allegiance. You can come up front up here.
Come on, guys. Miss Castle.
Oh, you want to do the picture?
Oh,
You score it low. You guys ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll get a picture on you if you got it.
all right, that was a welcome hearing that instead of hearing us, so we appreciate that and everything. So, all right, we're going to move on in our meeting here. It's everybody had a chance to look at our agenda. Do we need to add anything? Or if not, I need a motion for approval as it's written.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion from Mr. Sally. Got a second from Mr. Hood. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of minutes. Our last meeting was a budget hearing meeting, our regular meeting, March 5th. Y'all had a chance to look at your minutes from last meeting. Have any questions?
I'll make a motion with
Got a motion from Mr. Housewright. Got a second from Mr. Mead. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. All right, approval of claims. I know we're on spring break a week. We still got a lot of deals, so if y'all see any particular item that you got a question on, some big numbers.
600 hit the freeway. Make the motion to approve.
Got a motion from Mr. Sally. Got a second from Mr. Hood. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, next. I know she's ready to go. We've got a FCCLA presentation. Ellie Mae. I know, maybe, hopefully got that right. Not sure correctly. She did.
All right. My name is Ellie Mamiano, and I'm here with Twin Springs FCCLA to present and show you guys what FCCLA is, you know, what we do, how we do it, and how important it is to keep it in the school system. Okay, so what is FCCLA? FCCLA is Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. FCCLA is a career and technical student organization that functions as a structural part of the Family and Consumer Sciences education curriculum and operates within many school systems throughout the country. It's a very popular thing. So, how do students benefit from being in FCCLA? What do they get? How it helps them in their adult life. SCTC offers high school students the opportunity to expand their leadership potential, development skills, and develop skills for everyday life. This involves planning, goal setting, problem solving, decision making, and communication skills. Being in FCCLA gives students the chance to learn to be an active participant in helping their school and community. FCCLA teaches students skills needed for home and the future workplace. Having these skills and opportunities help students accomplish their goals for their future adult life. It really helps with colleges and stuff too, so that's fun. What do students do in FCCLA? This year we had our annual fall rally here at the Career and Technical Center. This is where FCCLA members from the whole county come together to share their FCCLA experiences and what they've learned and benefited from FCCLA. We do a lot of fundraising. Fundraising is a key part of FCCLA. Members take the time to set up fundraising events for everyone to enjoy. So far at Twin Springs, we've set up multiple fundraisers. We've had raffles for teddy bears and hats and all sorts of things, shirts. We've set up snacks and sweet tea during our 10-minute break itself because who doesn't like a good glass of sweet tea? And we've started to work and sell concessions at our home softball games for profits and stuff to help us toward state. Next, we give to our community. This year, some of us, we went and helped the local church for the new community pool over in Fort Blackmore. That was fun. I just got fed a bunch of food, but it's okay. And then we also gifted baskets, food baskets for Twin Springs students in need over our Christmas break, to just help out. They were kept anonymous, but it was really fun. Our members also go to Fort Blackmore School to help and interact with the little kids. We love having the opportunity to spend with the kids at Fort and just interact and have fun. A little insight on what we've done so far. You can see the tea and stuff. You can see pictures from when we went out and shopped for the food baskets, some of our raffles. There's the teddy bear we raffled off. Pretty cute. And then here we are. There's the baskets, and then there's some students at Fort Blackmore with some little kids. Dinners and lunches for teachers and staff. We love getting to feed you guys because we learn how to cook. Throughout the school year, our members believe it is important to thank the faculty and staff at Twin Springs for everything they do for us during the year. We love to make them special lunches and dinner every chance we get. Doing this, the teachers and staff get a nice meal and get to sit and relax for a little bit with the other teachers. Some good quality and all. The lunch we had the most fun with this year, though, was the school board. You guys were awesome. We had a really good time with you guys. And I also wanted to take a minute and thank Mr. Ferguson for the funds that were given to help. We really appreciate it. The Twin Springs SCCLA, we are so grateful and appreciative of everything. More pictures. The tables that we set up, we got a good picture of Mr. Ferguson right there. You can see we all sit together, we bake a lot, we have a bunch of fun. It's just fun getting your hands messy in the kitchen. Now, competing with FCCLA. Students don't have to compete to be affiliated or be a member, but we do have 7 girls going with us this year to Virginia Beach to compete. Being able to compete with FCCLA offers us an opportunity to represent our school and use skills and knowledge that we have been taught throughout our FCCLA career. Competing comes with much more than just competition. When we start getting ready and prepared to compete, we enter many contests that FCCLA holds. There was a sweater one, an ugly Christmas sweater one, a pumpkin one, a media contest. There's a bunch that we did. As I've listed. We won the pumpkin decorating contest, we won the ugly Christmas sweater contest, and the media contest. Having this under our belt is going to be very helpful when we go to state in a couple days. Pictures of some of the contests we entered. The personal one is my pumpkin on the end. It's a gnome. Get that. Students that are competing this year, Savannah Craft is doing teacher train, Kaylee Adams is doing teacher train, Molly and Maddie are doing hospitality and tourism. Madison Person is doing sports nutrition. Alicia Begley is doing community chapter service project, and I'm doing promote publicize. So far, Savannah and Kaylee have gone and observed elementary classes and made lesson plans and have helped with the classes for their competition. They use pictures, everything they did with the classes. And then Molly and Maddie are competing together, so they made their plan. They got their plan made and got everything together and went and presented it to town council. They had a meeting. They made a very good impression on everyone there, and it really helped us out, just getting out there and doing stuff. My state competition plans and goals, I'm competing in promote and publicize SCCLA. This means I have to come up with different ways to promote and publicize and just get our SCCLA chapter out there. My initial plan was to just use social media because social media is a great way to reach out to teenagers and get them interested in something. But as we continued, I found more and more ways to reach out to everyone, not just our students and teenagers surrounding the area. My goal is to have our Twin Springs SCCLA to be known and be exciting for the new students coming up to Twin Springs. I want to have SCCLA to be a fun group that everyone can be involved in. Being an SCCLA will give these students the opportunity of a lifetime. My follow-through and progress. Everything we've done since day one is help promote and publicize SCCLA. All the fundraisers, the school events, and being able to be with the community has helped more than anything. But to further my progress, we've come up with more and more ideas. First, we made our Twin Springs SCCLA Instagram. We posted like everything we do, food we cook, events we're planning to go to, just to keep everybody updated and excited about what we're doing. This helps reach out to more members all over the country. It lets them be able to reach out to us. On the social media page, we post everything we do. This lets the students at Twin Springs know what we are doing and how they can help. Some of us competing have also presented to 8th grade classes to hopefully get them excited and let them learn and be able to understand SCCLA. Having new students want to be a part of this group makes us excited for the future, just so we can grow and further and better ourselves. More of my follow-up and progress. Even after we present to classes and post about what we are doing and what we do we still felt we could do more, so we did. We held a National SCCLA Week at Twin Springs the week of February 12th to the 16th, and it was awesome. We took pictures for the yearbook. We had a campus cleanup day to keep the school and campus nice and clean for everyone to enjoy. We sold candy grams for Valentine's Day to anyone who wanted some. We put up decorations for our week in our hallway. We made a lunch for the teachers. That was really fun. We did dodgeball Friday, and then everybody got involved, had fun, shared what they learned during SCCLA week, and we even had the teachers play. More of my follow-up and progress. After all of that, we still aren't done and won't stop putting in all the hard work and stop being there for whoever needs us. But I've used everything we've done so far and put it towards my state competition and my portfolio. I've been able to use all of the pictures of everything we've done and worked so hard for and put it to good use. I've used a lot of pictures throughout my presentation for you guys so you can see everything we've done and how it has helped promote and publicize SCCLA for the better. I hope everyone has enjoyed my presentation and that you see how incredibly thankful I am I was able to present to you. Here are some more pictures because I have a lot. We had Maddie Edwards up there in the corner come present to us. We had another member from Rock Hope come present to us. There's one of our lunches because we hold lunch meetings every Monday. There I am presenting to an 8th grade class. There's the teachers playing dodgeball. Those are the students that helped campus cleanup. That was just some of them, we had more. We fed the blood drive people. They really enjoyed it. And then we put up posters in the hallway and I wrote questions on it so students could come by and answer them, like what's your favorite part of SCCLA, what do you like to do? And we took pictures of that and are using it for our portfolios. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I was so thankful to be able to come out and present today. You guys have any questions before we wrap it up?
State competition.
When is it? we're leaving Thursday morning, and we'll be gone through the 15th. So we compete Friday morning, and then we do a bunch of activities on the campus and conference center where we'll be at. Yeah. Thank you.
I also want to say thank you, Miss Addington. I know the sponsor is here too. She's done a fantastic job since she's been in spring. So that program has done very, very well. So very thankful. And you did an awesome job.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a good presentation, and of course the FCCLA is an important club, just like baseball and football and everything else. I don't know if y'all know, but this school just graduates between 45 to 50 students a year. So we have that many people involved in that kind of club. It's pretty amazing. So I really appreciate it. All right. Next, we got some guests from Virginia Connections Academy presentation. They're here tonight to present something we started back in the past, and we got some few board members that new board members needs to might need to ask some questions, and we just want to be informed a little better. And I'm going to pronounce your probably your maiden name, Tracy McGee. I'm going to attempt your other name, but I'm married to McGee, so that's pretty easy. I can say that. And Danita Bottoms, they're going to help present that tonight. Appreciate it.
Multifocal contacts. It's been good to be around.
And it's this one. Oh, I have it upside down. This button here. Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name is Tracy McGee Morera, and I am the school leader of Virginia Connections Academy. I am here tonight with Dr. Nina Bottoms, the assistant principal, and with Brian Rosta, the general manager of school success through Pearson. I'm here tonight to present to you, some of you are new to the board, and so you don't know about us being the MOP for Scott County. So we are the multi-division online provider, and we provide 750 students because of your offering an alternative education instead of a brick and mortar school. So Virginia Connections Academy is a tuition-free online school. It's supported by the sending districts. We work closely with the administration at Scott County, and we're able to give such opportunity to students because they need something different than brick and mortar. Let's look at our staff. We have 32 total staff. We're serving close to 750 students, 30 certified teachers. 72% of our staff have advanced degrees, many with multiple master's degrees. We have two staff members with doctorate degrees, and we also have a teacher and a counselor that are nationally certified. So our teachers and our staff are highly trained in our curriculum platform, as well as being highly trained in the best practices for virtual education. Because as you can imagine, being online all day with students is very different than having that face-to-face conversation or being able to put your hand on their shoulder when you're walking by. Take a peek at that. That's what you're affecting. It's impressive how far and wide across the state of Virginia, 736 pins, some of them on top of each other. And you're serving all of those students across the state of Virginia. That's impressive. Our enrollment pipeline. Presently, as of this week, we have 736 students. You'll see that most of our students are in those middle grades where they want a change from a brick and mortar school. Right now, there are 412 still interested in enrollment, and they're on the wait list. And then we've started enrollment for next year, and we have over 1,000 applications already in. So there's a lot of interest across the state to continue this. We have some enrollment requirements that are typical to any school. Every brick and mortar school requires proof of residency, proof of age, immunization records. We added in an additional requirement that anyone who comes to attend and is enrolled at Virginia Connections Academy, which we say VACA, has to sign a learning coach agreement that they will bring their child to testing. If the child does not attend testing, the child is withdrawn and they go back to their home school or whatever school it is that they re-enroll in. We've tightened more and put limitations. A truant child does not get enrolled. If you have truancy issues and you've been to truancy court, if you're truant in brick and mortar, it's likely you'll be truant with us. Students in high school that are off of their graduating class cohort are not enrolled. And at this time, for special education, we can only accept students that have a resource IEP. Any of the alternative education placements, we don't have the capacity at this time to do that. And any student, of course, that has either a felony or misdemeanor is not enrolled. Now let's talk about mobility. So there are 42 Connections Academies across the country. Some states have several. Student mobility is defined as movement from one school to another that is not because of promotion. So it's not like moving from 6th grade at elementary school to 7th grade at middle school. Research shows that mobility affects achievement. So we're constantly looking at and we're pinpointing these highly mobile students. Teachers complete welcome calls for every student who enters our school. They have those conversations with families and they pinpoint exactly what the students need and what it is that brought them there. Because every of those, I'm going to say 750, but it's, what is it, 736 this week. Every one of those students came for a specific reason. So once we know that reason, we're able to then pinpoint what it is we need to do for them. Let's look at a profile of our students. We are a true cross-section of Virginia. We have 12% Hispanic or Latino, 23% Black African American, 2% Asian, 37% farm eligibility, free and reduced meals, and we have almost an equal, close to equal, enrollment of students by gender. And we serve many different students. We have a total of 50 students that count as English language learners. Of that, 16 are presently receiving English language service. Some are former English language students. We serve over 60 active military families, and we have a gifted program with 4% of our students in the gifted program, and 13% of our students have IEPs, being at 96 students. And we also do serve homeless students. We have 14 homeless students. So for all the populations, it's so important to look at these demographics because we have to be very particular in our instructional delivery. We have to make sure that our communications and how we collaborate with the families is very varied, and it's individualized to what their needs are. And I will tell you, I haven't been in education very long, just kidding. Close to 40 years. The connections that I have seen families and teachers, students and teachers make The collaboration, the communication is by far more than I have ever seen in all of those years. It is unbelievable. I guess that's why they call us Connections Academy. So we are the same. We are a school, we just do things differently. The student is always at the center. We still have parent conferences. We have a rigorous curriculum. The curriculum is created by Pearson. We do professional development. But let me tell you, the one thing that we do is testing for 3 weeks in conference rooms of hotels in 13 different places across the state where every student comes. It is choreographed to the T. And I have to give credit to Dr. Danita Bottoms and Dr. Brandy Wicker for that. They have identified the locations, every student, rented the computers, everything shows up, students come in, and teachers are all hands on deck. So I'll be back here in May, and I'll be in Manassas and Fredericksburg. I'll spend a week in Manassas, a week in Fredericksburg with 6 other people. But at the same time, there are 13 other sites going on. So for 3 weeks, it's all hands on deck, and it's an amazing amount of collaboration. So really, what is it like to be in a virtual school? How does virtual learning work? How does that go?
Videos are not the friend. Yes.
Videos are not the friend?
No, we've had a couple of problems with videos here.
Okay, so we have a lovely video here that shows you what a day in the life of a student is like when they're in an online school and they have a learning coach who is their family member. Most of them are, one of their parents, their caregivers. So we were going to take a minute to watch that video, so I want you all to take a minute, think about that, and I just wanted to say thank you for that opportunity for you to be able to offer what you would have seen here. You would have been touched, very touched. So we'll move on. Oh,
Maybe.
oh,
I can't give you a guarantee. I didn't think so.
so he's doing a science experiment, just like he would do in school. I don't know where that is.
You
Okay.
look super cute.
We're flexible. Hey, it's Connections Academy, we're flexible. So, testing. Work keys testing. In January, we gave our work keys test. 63 juniors tested, and we had an 89% pass rate, and 7 again will be tested in May. And let's look at growth assessments. We came in fall and we tested. We came back in January and tested. We went into the data and looked at just the students that were enrolled with us in the fall and in January. There's some amazing statistics here. Grade 7 reading, 141 students who took the test at both times, had a 61.7 of the students had an improved vertical score. 126 students in grade 8 math, 46 had an improved vertical score. So you can review that and you can see where reading and math and growth assessments are only grades 6, 7, and 8, reading and math. So I've given you some statistics there. I'm really proud of the grade 6 reading. Yes, I only picked out those 39 students that were with us both times. But 66.7 had an improved vertical score. So our students are learning. And we are now prepping. It's testing season. Did you know they like to test in Virginia? So it's testing season. And right now we've developed a multi-tiered prep program for SOL success. We want the students to go in there and feel comfortable and be ready for the test. So we have our regular instruction, boot camp remediation. Now, just this week, we started April intensive, where students in SOL classes are meeting with their teachers 3 times a week. Typically, they meet, if you have biology, you would have 1 live lesson face-to-face, and the opportunity for one-on-ones, and the opportunity for office hours. And of course, phone calls and any other times that you need to reach out with your teacher. Now they're meeting 3 times per week, per subject, for 3 weeks, getting ready for that. And then we also implemented the all-in tutoring. That was the Virginia mandate. And we've made a lot of progress with that. And I know one of the things I thought of too when I first came to Connections Academy was, how do these students socialize? Well, there are opportunities out there if families opt for them. We have clubs and activities through Pearson. All of these students can take part in the athletics in their community, in their high school, their physical high school if they choose. We have field trips, and they love the field trips. And they get together, so each one of our staff is required to do a field trip anywhere in Virginia, so that it's in varied areas, and students can go to any of those field trips, and they love getting together. We're actually going to plan a school dance for next year. Now I'm hoping this runs, please, because she did such a wonderful job, and you will be very touched by her.
The issues I had with one teacher also.
No. That's okay. Okay, well, I had said that I was going to do a presentation, and this is Mrs. Merritt, Susan Merritt, and she shared from her perspective just the incredible changes that have happened for her son. He is now in 9th grade. He started last year in 8th grade, and she spoke about how nervous they were. They were having a real difficult time with some bullying in their school, and she spoke about how nervous they were to start, but that how everybody was always just a phone call, a text message, a Google Meet away, we call them live lessons, but a meeting away, and immediately people were able to help her. There's a really intense learning coach community where learning coaches share with each other, and she's joined in with that, and she has said that her son has plans to go to the Air Force Academy, and she said that she definitely believes that he is on that trajectory, and that the change that she made to have him join VACA was the best thing that they could have done for their family. She's a great parent. Meet Amanda. She's a competitive ice dancer. And Jasmine says that not only is her son learning the curriculum, because we need to learn all about that, but he's learning all the soft skills that are necessary to be prepared for college. Solomon is a student that has a lot more flexibility, and he's in one of our leadership clubs. And Kerry is one of the caretakers, and she said that VACA has been a breath of fresh air for her daughter. And her daughter Reagan loves the flexibility, and she has a much more positive outlook on school now. And we know that students sometimes at middle school, you might have had them, I did, getting them out of bed to go to school doesn't always work. But if you can start at 9 and work until 3, that's a bigger difference than starting at 7 and getting out at 1 or 2. And this is Raman. And let me tell you, he was our student of the month last month. And he is an incredible student, and his learning coach, they are a student learning coach combination that is absolutely perfect. He's also picked up taking care of chickens. So he and I talk all the time because I love my chickens. And I lost a hawk, went to a hawk yesterday. So at least I was here. And this is Lila. She's a gifted student, and she likes the idea that she's being challenged. Our curriculum is rigorous, but she also has that opportunity to have flexible time so that she can continue with her dance classes and teach dance classes to younger students. So we are prepared to grow with you. I will tell you, Pearson is our parent company, and we are looking forward to growing with you. We have excellent support through Pearson, and we can provide this opportunity to many more students across the state of Virginia. And so, if you have any questions, I'd be glad to take them.
Any board member have a question for him?
I saw some good note-taking going on.
Regarding the SOLs, I noticed that you said, how long has VACA been a thing?
This is our second year.
Second year. So it's a post-COVID sort of,
It's
it's post-COVID, I mean.
for VACA it is,
Yes.
but Connections Academy has been around since the early 2003. 2003. He's the perfect person for that.
What have you seen? What did you see last year with the SOLs?
I came in on July 1st, but our SOL scores last year were not very good. We did not have all of the enrollment limitations in, and we didn't have a lot of the processes and systems. It was an inaugurational year. Students came in, and there was a lot of mobility. We put a lot of new procedures in place and followed through with those procedures, and we're expecting great results this year.
Did you do, like, do you do semesters, or is it a full year before you test?
Dr. Bottoms will answer that.
We did a full year. So we are broken up into semesters, but we're a year-long school.
Okay, okay.
So we model your school.
Well, we test, of course, we have blocks, the block scheduling. So there's a test at the end of the first semester, testing at the end of the second semester, depending on the classes that you're in.
Yeah.
And that was what I was curious about. So you will begin testing about the same time that we begin testing, correct?
Yes, we start April 29th, and we'll our last day of testing will be May 17th. And we also will be testing during the summer this year as well.
I'll be curious to see what the results are on those SOLs this year compared to last year. But you did say that in this, you did see some improvement.
From the fall to the winter.
And this is not SOLs though, it's more.
Right, that is, from what I understand from Dr. Hurt, I sat through some of his presentations, students who show that growth from fall to winter have a better opportunity of passing their SOLs. And then we put in all of those boot camps and intensive programs, so we're seeing a lot more concentration, and I'm also doing workshops for parents. So in doing the workshops, I'm sharing with them the importance of taking the SOLs seriously, why the SOLs, like how this relates to graduation. And then when you start looking at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, the kids don't really have a lot of skin in the game because they can move on if they don't pass their SOL. But the fact of the matter is, that 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math is the foundation for being able to pass your 9th grade SOL. So get past those, and that's what we're saying to them.
In language arts, how much writing are you doing? And when I say writing, all of this is online, correct? I mean, you don't have to submit any papers that are written.
Well, some students can write it on paper and attach it.
And you have some doing that.
Not many.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And that's kind of dying out.
I think I did speak with one parent a couple of weeks ago, and she said, yeah, she writes everything out, and then she goes back and she types it all in. I said, okay, that's taking twice as long, but if that's what works, that's what you need to do.
I think we commit more to memory when we write a lot of our assignments and so forth. I just think it commits to memory more than it does typing, because I can mindlessly type because that's kind of muscle memory, you know, but
Yeah.
that's...
Well, I just know that we do a lot, and not just the physical writing, but in our English language arts classes, in our English classes, they do portfolios, and so they're required to write argument papers. They're required to write narratives. They're required to do, and all the different types of writing styles.
And the goal obviously is to model the SOLs, right? So that the students get used to that type of assessment. So that when they're ready to take the SOLs, they've already been asked to do that same type of writing. And so they're more comfortable with it.
I think one of the things that we saw last year with students entering into VACA, they were looking for an alternative to brick and mortar, and they thought the alternative also meant an alternative to the assessment model also. So many of the students last year didn't, but several realized that they have to take the SOL test or that's a component. And this year, working with VACA, we have stressed that parents have to know from day one when they enter this academy that they're a student in Virginia the same as anyone else. And if they're not prepared to take that seriously or work, starting with the growth assessments, they're not going to be in this academy. They're going to find another means for their education. Because it not only is VACA, it's Scott County's stamp on that also.
Yes. And we take that very seriously.
To your point, half of those students were also homeschooled, so they didn't have to test. Right now there's a better understanding.
We make sure that we have educated the parents so that the parents and the students understand the importance of this. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Mr. Smith knows how to get in touch with me if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We thank you all. Y'all come a long ways and appreciate you coming by and giving us a presentation and informing us more, and we'll keep an eye on everything and hope everything is going better. So I appreciate you. All right, we'll move right along. We'll go to public comment. Does anybody wish to address the board at this time? I think I want to address the exit door. So we'll move right along. We'll go to the superintendent report. We got a sub tonight. We got the assistant superintendent just as well, but we'll hand it over to Mr. Justice Smith.
Mr. Chairman, board, thank you. Mr. Ferguson was unable to attend tonight, so I'll do my best in his stead. The first request he has is for the 24-25 line of credit for school operations. This is something that we ask for annually to help us get through our initial bills before our funds begin to come through. So he's asking for your all's approval to ask for that line of credit.
I move that we approve that.
All right, we got a motion.
Second.
Got a motion from Ms. Edwards. Got a second from Mr. Sally. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Sometimes like tonight, Mr. Ferguson has to be out, and while he's out, there are things that require signatures from the superintendent. So he is asking for authorization for Ms. Renee Adams, Ms. Deborah Bricky, Ms. Brenda Robinette, and myself, Jason Smith, to be able to sign in his absence.
I'll make it.
Got a motion from Mr. Sally? Got a second from Mr. Mead. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
He also have a resolution to be able to pay early bills. These are bills that really occur annually with us, and some of them can take on interest charges and things if they're late. So Mr. Ferguson's asking for approval to be able to pay those early bills based on the resolution.
I'll second.
We have a motion. Got a motion from Mr. Hood. Got a second from Ms. Edwards. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Working with Head Start, they're asking for a change in the scope of their application. They're actually looking at reducing their Head Start only slots, not their early Head Start. This will be their Head Start program from about 140 to 115. And that resolution be without loss of funding for them. They have seen their numbers decrease at the Dungannon Center that they currently operate. They're not looking at shutting down Dungannon for forever, but they are looking at pausing operations there. I know that Ms. Raymond's worked with Mr. Ferguson and Mr. Edwards. We have about 3 or 4 kids there that would still need services for next year, so we're going to relocate those students to Nicholasville. And I do believe a couple of those students may end up attending Fort Blackmore Center of Excellence also. This will not affect positions. We do have a couple of individuals that are retiring, but they will not retire from there. But no one will be laid off based on that. And if numbers were to increase in that area again, they still have the option of reopening that center.
I'll make a motion. I got a motion from me, I got a second from Mr. Hood, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
In your packet, you'll see a recommendation for salary scales for the 24-25 Head Start program for your approval.
Okay, motion.
Got a motion from Mr. Sally? Got a second from Mr. Hood, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
A few more Head Start items have the approval of the Head Start quarterly winter data report.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Got a second from Mr. Sally, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
We also have the Head Start financial report from December 2023. This will be their final financial.
Motion from Mr. Hood. Second from Mr. Mead, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Also have an approval of the Head Start financial report. This will be for the February 2024 month.
Motion from Mr. Hood.
Second.
Second from Mr. Sally, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Lastly, not really for approval, but for information, Ms. Raymond always does a good job putting information. Her director was reported in there, and this is her report for March of 2024. Mr. Chairman, Board, that's all I have on behalf of Mr. Ferguson.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. My understanding, we need to enter into a closed meeting.
Yes, I move that we enter into closed meeting to discuss candidates for employment and the assignment and performance of teachers, coaches, principals, nurses, custodians, bus drivers, cafeteria staff, central office staff, as provided in section 2.2-3711, A1 of the Code of Virginia as amended.
I'll second. We got a motion, we got a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. We're going to adjourn for a while. Thank you all.
We have a complete curveball too. We're down the hallway today.